So, about a week ago, I made a pretty, what's the right word? Stupid? Impulsive? Um, yeah. Yeah, I think we'll go with impulsive. I think that'll work. Made a pretty impulsive decision at work, and I decided that I didn't want to work anymore. And naturally, as a normal, well thought human would do, I walked out of my job and haven't gone back since. Just flat out left. Made about, I want to say like 2 hours through my shift, maybe hour and a half, maybe. And it was kind of like something just snapped in a way. And it's kind of weird because I feel like I've felt this way before. It's kind of what drove me to start making YouTube videos anyways, is I kind of felt like there was like a snap in my brain. Like I just couldn't take it anymore, whatever it might be. Just couldn't take it anymore. And I thought I reached my limits, you know? I thought I'd made it through the worst and, hit my breaking point, made it back. We're fine, whatever. But it was like a new low. It's like a new breaking point. It's like the bar somehow keeps getting lower and lower, and I keep finding new parts of my brain to break open, sort of, I suppose, for lack of a better description, because I really don't know what happened. I knew something was wrong from the moment that well, not woke up, but the moment that I really got there. I was pulling into the parking lot, and I was just thinking, is it too late to go home? Is it too late to call out of work and turn around and pretend I was never here? Which obviously, by the time you're in the parking lot, it is just a little too late to go back, just a little. So I decided that I would stick it out and go about my business, not business, but go about my work and see what happens, and assumed everything would be fine. Boy, was I wrong, because nothing was fine. And it wasn't like it was anything different. It was still just another normal day of work. Nothing, my controls, or not my controls, but my keyboard is all messed up here. There's nothing like special about my last night at work. What was it, Tuesday, I think? Pretty sure it was Tuesday. There was nothing like, it wasn't any worse than a normal night would be or anything, but I just couldn't take it anymore. I just, I don't know what changed or what set me off so much that I hit my breaking point, and I walked out. I haven't looked back. And, well, to say I haven't looked back is kind of a lie, because I have been very guilt ridden, I think is a good word for it. Because again, I'm not good with good words or vocabulary. I don't have like a super expansive vocabulary by any means, but I've been very guilty feeling about it, because I'm not confident ever, really, but also, like everything in my life, I'm full of indecisions all the time. I am burdened by not being able to stick by my own decisions. Like even this, as I'm saying, I decided that I didn't want to work. I was so sick of everything, my managers, and just in general, just the whole work environment in general. I was so sick of it. I was so sick of all the disrespect and double standards, and the list goes on and on. I could talk about it forever, probably. But I just couldn't do it. I couldn't take it anymore. And I decided that I'd had enough. And that was that. That was that. There was no, you know, I mean, obviously there was second thoughts of some kind. Like, I didn't just, I don't know, I didn't just go, I guess. I mean, I did, but I didn't, right? Like, I thought about it for a while. I said, is this really a good idea? No, not at all. Is this something I really should be doing? No, not at all. You know, going kind of through a checklist in my head of like, what am I doing here? Am I really gonna do this? Am I really gonna throw everything away like this? And the conclusion I came to, obviously, was yeah, screw that place. Screw the suffering, Like, I made good money for being a night stock, whatever. I mean, I don't really know what kind of wages things go for in general, or whatever, like minimum wage and stuff like that. I don't know. It's like $15 or something, whatever. I was making good money. It wasn't a money issue, it was a people issue. And that's something that just wasn't gonna change anytime soon. And I knew that, I'd been there 4 years, 5 years or something. I can't even remember how long it is because every time somebody asks me how long I've had my job, I always just tell them too long. Because everybody that I know that worked with me, well, basically everybody that I worked with, like all of my original crew that I started my job with are all long gone. They quit ages ago because they knew things were going downhill and they weren't ever going to come back up. That's just how it goes sometimes, I guess. It's it sucked. It really sucked to watch what was my favorite job. Granted, I've only ever had one other job, so it being my favorite, I'm trying to organize and talk, but I'm just gonna throw this all in here and organize it after. I've not had a lot of jobs in my life, like three maybe, I think. And so not a lot of work experience to decide like, oh yeah, this one's my favorite, but it was. And I mean, there were some factors that contributed to that. Like when I first started, I was working with my oldest brother, and we never got along super well growing up, but getting a job together, or him helping me get a job and kind of taking me under his wing, really brought us closer and built a connection between the two of us, which was really nice. But whatever, that's not important. That's just the past, whatever. He's been gone longer than most people that worked there. All of my other favorite coworkers also left pretty, not early, but there was like a change in management, and a lot of my coworkers just knew things were going to get worse, and things did get worse, and they jumped ship while they still could, and whatever. I thought I was smart, thought I was being a good person, thought I was like, this management sucks. They don't know what they're doing. They think they know what they're doing, and they just kiss up to the even higher up managers because it means they don't get in trouble for not doing things and etc etc etc. I was like, it's fine, it's whatever, doesn't affect me. I'm on my side of the store doing my thing. They can kiss up all they want. They can, boss everybody around as much as they want to. Doesn't affect me because I'm over here, they're over there, and I got no beef. I got no business. I got no horses in this race. But that was not the truth because it did affect me slowly but surely. Like, I don't even know how to begin to describe it. It's just the stupidest little things. Like, it's irrelevant now. It's over. It's done. It's in the past. I'm not going back. I am not going back, and I may well have to live with this regret. I mean, it's gotten better, you know. I don't know what I really. Oh, that's not gonna work. Okay, well, never mind that idea. That's fine. I don't know what I expected. I didn't really expect anything. Like, it's not like I was expecting that my life would drastically improve out of nowhere because all of a sudden I'm jobless. That's not really how things work. Things don't tend to just magically get better. But, I mean, I don't know. They have gotten better somewhat. Like, I am not nearly as stressed anymore about really anything for that matter. Well, okay, that's a bold lie. That's a very bold lie. I'm very stressed about lots of things. I'm sure there's a long list that I could come up with different things that still stress me out to this day. Or not to this day. It's been a week since I quit my job, talking like it's been years or something. No, there's still things that stress me out. I mean, that's just life. Life is stressful. There's always going to be things that bother you, bother people, bother me, whatever, whoever. That's to be expected, I think. You know, like I said, I didn't expect things to just magically all of a sudden I feel better about everything in my life and nothing's wrong and nothing's going wrong and whatever. Like that's unrealistic and not what I expected to happen. So, but I don't know. I guess I didn't think I'd be so regretful, guilty feeling. Not sure. I guess those are kind of the same thing, really. They're basically, I mean, yeah, guilty, regretful. Not the same, but in this context, they are kind of the same because I guess in some cases I'm regretful because I knew it was a good job, right? It's good money, keeps me paid, keeps me fed because, money. But it's I could work there forever, you know? There was there's no punishments. There's no like honestly, it's the reason it's one of my favorite jobs or was my favorite job is because it was so lenient. It was so relaxed. I could call out. I did call out for 3 months at one point, or two different occasions. And I called out for like 3 months of work, and they didn't care. I mean, they cared, obviously, but it wasn't against me. It wasn't like a I don't know. I didn't get punished, you know. They didn't have like a point system to keep track of your absences, and if you hit too many points, you get fired, or like they didn't care in that aspect of things. They didn't bother probably because we were so desperate to hire people all the time that we really couldn't afford to fire people for missing work. And I mean, it was a good job. It was a good job. I can't lie and say it wasn't. There were bad parts. I imagine every job has its good and bad parts for sure. But it's more of a personal problem with me because I decided that this year, last year, I don't remember, whenever I started this channel, I decided that I needed to make a change in my life. That was the driving factor for this channel is I needed change. I needed something to be different in my life. I needed something else because I'm running on a treadmill going nowhere fast. And my job was a great contributor to that feeling because as I keep repeating over and over and over again, I made good money, but there's no room to improve. There's no room for growth. I was never gonna work up the corporate ladder. And even if I did, I wouldn't want to. I'm not that kind of a person. I'm not a management type of person. And that's, again, personal fault. I could be. I could be a manager and tell people what to do, or a supervisor or whatever, and try to work up the corporate ladder and whatever. But I don't like that kind of stuff. I'm not that kind of a person. My experiences around those kind of people, it's just not me. I'm not built for that kind of thing. I'm not built for that kind of position or that kind of place. And on top of that, just having seen what I've seen, and that sounds kind of mysterious, but I'll use my brother for an example. He worked for this company, for this night crew in particular that I worked on for 7, 8 years, I think, and he didn't get promoted. Oops, I did this backwards. Whatever. Need. I used to remember like all the right ways to. That's definitely not it. This goes up here. This one goes up here, and these ones go there. Oh, but no, because that'll. It's coming back to me slowly but surely. One day at a time. So he worked here for 7 or 8 years, maybe 9. I don't remember. It was a long time before I started working there even. And I'm gonna go with like 7, and then he worked with me for like another 2 years or something like that. We'll go with that because it sounds nice. And this tree will grow right. We'll go with that because it sounds nice, right? Okay, so like 9 years or so, and he didn't get promoted until like his 7th or 8th year, and even then, it was like a $2 raise from his promotion. Which, granted, I'm pretty sure because he was probably making more money than most people from having worked there for so long. But I digress. It's not much of a jump. I mean, it is actually. $2 raise is pretty damn good in this day and age, but still, it feels pretty demotivating spending 7 years of your life for a $2 raise, and only then were you promoted because you were the last pick for the management position because nobody else wanted it and they couldn't find anybody else. And there's another problem too. When he left, because he was my manager for a while, and our other manager alongside him, when they both left, they didn't even try to hire up from within. They didn't come and look and say, oh, all of you guys on this night crew have been here for 5+ years. Maybe we should see if anybody wants the manager position. They didn't even ask. They went straight outside, found 2 random people who had no clue what they were doing, and threw them in manager position, said, here's your night crew, tell them what to do. And then they went and got like the old manager. Like, I'm talking probably 10+ years before I even worked there. Probably a good like 12-year-old manager who used to run the night crew, as I'm trying to get at. About 12 years ago, he ran the night crew, and they were like, let's bring that guy in to train our new managers for the night crew rather than, see if anybody on the night crew could do it, or see if either one of the old managers would be willing to come back for like one day to show them the ropes, because it's not like it's a hard job. It's not rocket science. It's putting product on a grocery store shelf and in the back room and stacking pallets, and like, it's not hard work, but people make it out to be some witchcraft or something. Like, I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, I digress. It's over. I'm never going back. And I don't know what I am gonna do, is the conclusion that we've come to. I'm stuck. I wanted to quit because I wanted to make a change, because I'm tired of life feeling like a big circle. I'm tired of every day feeling like it's the same thing. Wake up, go to work, repeat. So I broke that cycle, and I did it in the worst possible way. And I know it. Why every time I come here do I not bring fish with me? I don't even have any fish. I lost all my fish. That's okay. Whatever. I did it in the worst possible way. And everybody has told me this many times before, especially at my last job, because I quit my last job in a very similar fashion. Actually, last job before this one that I just quit, I think I did give a proper 2 weeks notice and like actually stuck it out. But the problem was I didn't line up a second job after. I just quit because I couldn't take it anymore. I was so tired of the bad hours and whatever. So I just quit. And then I was like, whatever, I'll figure it out. And that's how I got a job with my brother because I couldn't find any other job. Nobody would call me back. And my brother was like, well, I could probably get you a job. And he did. What a good dude. But now I'm screwed because I don't know what I'm going to do and I don't know where I'm going to go. And I decided to impulsively leave in the middle of the night and not say a word to anybody and never look back. So that's kind of where we are now, trying to figure out my next steps. And I told myself that I was going to take like a break, right? I was going to give myself a little bit of time to just try and realign, I guess, with myself and figure out what it is I want to do or where I want to go or, just figure some stuff out, I guess. And not worry so much about work because I got savings. I'm not really trying to like run through all my money and then be broke with no job. Still have to pay for things to survive. And thankfully, I've been able to cut my expenses down quite a lot. It's kind of weird. It's like when I had money, I knew I could spend it, and so I didn't mind. Now that I don't have money, I'm like, I could make this conditioner bottle last another 3 days if I have to, just penny pinching, stuff like that. Like, I just don't, I'm very frugal now again, which is a good thing. It's a habit I need to keep, to be honest, because I like having money. I like spending money, but I like having money more than that. So I'm trying to keep my funds up as long as possible and also trying to look for a job. Kind of. Should be. Told myself I was going to take a break. I was going to quit my job. I was going to give myself some time to adjust, realign, whatever, refocus, recenter, something. And I said, I'm going to make it an effort to get back on my YouTube channel again. And, I got all this free time not having to work. I'm going to go hard. I'm going to make some amazing videos. I'm going to make a lot of them. Even if they're not amazing, I'm going to make more of them again. I'm going to get consistent again. And then for the past week, I've just been rotting in bed because I feel terrible about myself because of my stupid decision making. And so it's turned into this, well, pick your poison, go to work and feel terrible about yourself because every day feels the same and you have no energy to do anything outside of work, or quit your job and feel terrible about yourself because you make terrible life decisions and don't have any clue where you're going and never make any sort of backup plan. And, well, that's where we're at right now. No backup plan, no hope, no ideas, just jobless now. And, well, I guess we'll figure it out, right? Where do we go from here? Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.